Rebecca Osiagbovo is teaching others how to be overcomers. It all started after she overcame a rare blood disease herself. She joins me now via Skype. Welcome, Rebecca.
Well, thank you. I certainly appreciate the opportunity.
It's good to speak to you. Now, you have a book about spiritual sisterhood, but tell us the beginning of the journey, you overcoming a rare blood disease.
Yes, I was 17. I was in my senior year in high school, and you know, I don't think it's ironic, but a few weeks before I became ill, I had really dealt with the whole idea of just giving my life completely unconditionally to the Lord. I had been a Christian since 5 years old, but God was just really dealing with my heart, saying, I want to be everything in your life." And so I wrestled with that for a couple of weeks, and I finally said, "Yes, Lord." And it wasn't but maybe 2 weeks later that I was in the hospital at death's door. In fact, my coach, I was playing basketball, and my coach just said, "You need to go see the doctor. You're looking a little sluggish." And when I went to the doctor, they took some blood tests, and they sent me immediately to the hospital. And then from there, I went to the university hospital, and they did emergency surgery. And when I went into surgery, the doctors told my parents they really weren't sure if I was going to come out alive.
Wow. So now you'd gone from being a missionary child yourself
Yes.
to this point where you're struggling whether you should commit your life. You commit your life, and at that point, you have a near-death experience. How did that turn into this book that you now have?
Well, one of the things that happened. I'll just go back just a little bit. In the spring of my senior year, I found out that I really couldn't finish my senior year in high school. I had been out of school so long. I ended up staying in the hospital for about 2 months.
Wow.
But I found out that I wasn't going to be able to complete my senior year in high school. And I got disappointed with God, because I'm thinking, I just gave my life to you unconditionally, and this is what you allowed to happen to me. I'm going to have to graduate with my brother, my younger brother. I won't be able to go to college. But things worked out. The college that had already accepted me said I could come without, completing my senior year.
Mm-hmm.
And as time went on, I finished college, and the Lord began to show me his call in my life in terms of ministering to women. And I look back at that experience and realized that if I hadn't gone through that, I really wouldn't have a whole lot to say to women who go through different struggles.
Wow.
I was able to, even though at one point I had a little rift with God over that, I was able to really come to a place of thanking God for that experience.
So let me ask you, you want to encourage women who may be going through. What for you are some of the messages that you want them to pull out of your book when they read the book?
One of the messages I want them to pull out is that the things that you have gone through can help others. And spiritual sisterhood is really based on Titus 2:3, where Paul was instructing Titus that the older men should, teach and train the younger men. He said, and likewise, the older women should teach the younger women. And so in order for us as older women to teach younger women, we can't teach them from a sterile point of view. It's like, oh, this is what the Bible says. Mm-hmm. We need to be able to teach them from our own circumstances, our own testimony. I've written a couple of books. Another book is not about you, really keys into the fact that the things that you're going through, they're not about you. They're about what God is. Everything is about God. And so if you go through something, look at what God is trying to do instead of looking at, oh, I don't like this. Why, God? Why?
Wow. Well, I can imagine for some people it's really difficult to, whilst going through the pain of a bereavement or something like that, to really be honest, to be able to say, well, it's not about me, it's about God. But you've walked through your own personal hurdles already. What are some of the testimonies that you've heard from people as they've embraced this message that you have about spiritual sisterhood?
Well, one of my spiritual moms herself prays with probably about a dozen people throughout the week, and she not only prays with them, but she also counsels women. She's in her 80s, and like I say, she's one of my own spiritual moms. But I can say truly, her had been in my life, and just her prayer support as well as her counsel to me has helped me to be the person that I am today. And spiritual sisterhood, I personally believe that every Christian, and I talk to women mostly, so I'm going to use that gender. Every Christian should have mothers, sisters, and daughters. Mm-hmm. And each of them are critical to her growth. I did not go to seminary. I did not go to Bible school, but I believe it's the spiritual sisterhood of others that God placed in my life, as well as my background, as well as my personal study of the Word and reading. But spiritual sisterhood, it helps you to be honest. It helps you to process the things that you're going through, and it helps you to be able to have a testimony to help somebody else.